Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video, and yeah, I asked you guys if you guys had any questions, and then you guys asked me questions, and now I'm answering them. So many that I just made that way more confusing than it needed to be, but what else is new? I figured I'd do more of a chill situation in my bedroom because it makes my dogs more comfortable if you see them laying around. So yeah, this is where we're going to be. It's probably gonna take a while because I talk forever, and you guys had some really good questions. Anyways, you might as well grab a beverage. This is a beverage, that's what it is. Anyway, that's totally off topic. I should probably get on with this. Samantha Seeger, for her Q&A, she did say hey girl hey and some other awesome stuff, so thank you girl so much. But for the Q&A, she asked what kind of music do you listen to, like bands, singers, and genre. And I love you so much. I love it so much too, girl. So I'm stuck in the 90s and I've never come out. That's kind of the situation I'm in. I thought when I got Spotify that I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna find all these like really new, cool, awesome bands. And then instead I went and looked through all of like my old favorite 90s bands and like early 2000s bands and then play endless playlists of them. I've turned into my mother who, when I was younger, I was like, Mom, can't we listen to new songs? She's like, no, this is what we listen to. All disco all the time. And I'm like, but Mom, I want to listen to whatever songs I'm probably listening to now, you know, from the early 90s. I've been obsessed with, again, I guess, women, like 90s bands with women singers or just like girl bands in general. So like been going back to Veruca Salt, you know, obviously Hole and Garbage, and even like some lighter stuff like the Cranberries and what else? Even some like older Tragic Kingdom, No Doubt, which I can't believe I'm saying that's older. Anyway, good old 90s girl singers, that's what I've been listening to. I always wanted to be that person that was like, oh, I find all these really cool obscure bands, and then I'm listening to them for 5 minutes when somebody tells me about them, and then I'm like, back to the 90s, so bad, like I can't get away from it. Anyway, that's my life. Hyena, I'm totally botching that, but anyways, she says, hey girl hey, are you interested in getting any tattoos or body modifications? There's been people in the past, if I can find the questions, that have asked why I don't have a bunch of tattoos, why I don't have a bunch of body modifications or piercings or anything like that. And the simple answer, like it is so simple. I do have tattoos. I have 1, 2, 3 tattoos, I think. The reason I don't have a ton of tattoos or piercings or really many at all is because I'm really indecisive. It's literally that simple. It's not that I don't want them. It's not that I don't like them. It is straight up that I cannot make a decision to save my life. If you're a Libra, or if you're not a Libra and you're just really indecisive, you know this struggle. It is so freaking hard. It's like, do I do this? Do I not do this? Do I like this? I want this. Do I really want this? I don't think I want it anymore. I want this. No, I think I want this. Or do I want this? Do I want this or this? It's like the most frustrating, so then you're just like, I don't want any. Like, that's it, I'm done. Like, that's how I feel about it. So that's why I don't have any more. I want more piercings on my ears, because I kind of feel like I have like maybe longer ears. Like I feel like maybe they would look better with some piercings on them. Again, A, too lazy to go. B, don't know if I really want it. C, like don't know when I would really do it. B, like, or D, whatever fucking letter I'm on. I don't know. Anyway, Gina GZZ asks, could you maybe tell us some of your childhood stories? I don't know what, but I feel like you'd have some interesting ones. Yeah, probably do. And some of them are so embarrassing that I don't know if I should tell you guys, because I don't know if they're funny or if I'm just gonna be a huge freaking creep. If you guys want story time videos, maybe you should just like try one. I have like, okay, so here's a little confession. Telling stories is one of my favorite things in the world to do. I like setting the scene when I tell a story. Like I'm like, and here we are. Sometimes you're like, oh, well, you had to be there. But like when you set the scene, you don't have to be there. It's a really good question. UGH. Mancha asks, or Mancha, or I don't know, I'm butchering that already. If you had to delete all your videos except for one, which one would you keep? By the way, love you too. Okay, so the one I would keep would probably be, I don't know, one of the Halloween videos. Probably the Halloween video where I did the nun, and I feel so inspired in the fall. So any fall videos I guess I would keep, but especially that one Halloween video. I will link it somewhere around here or down below if you guys didn't see it. And if you want a little like creepy Halloween type of costume video, you guys can watch it because it's like, that was my favorite video to do. Yeah. Good GUDD87 asks, how come you decided to change your style so dramatically over the last year or so, and what was your inspiration for the change? What's weird is I constantly change my style. That's just what I do. I guess I just constantly just go, I don't know. Sometimes I'm feeling darker, sometimes I'm feeling grungy, sometimes I'm feeling like super girly, and just depends on what I'm feeling, I think. Oh, I gotta find another position because I'm getting sweaty. It's hot in here. So take all your love. Okay. B. Barnes asks, do you have any children other than fur babies? I do not have any children, or well, my husband and I don't have any children. Neither of us have children, and together or when we weren't together, we don't have any children. We do have our dogs, and mine, well, they're both of ours, but we both had like the same kind of dog before we even met. So they're both going to be 11 this year. One is already 11, and then the other one's going to turn 11 in October. She's also a Libra, just saying. I don't know. I feel like I'd really screw up a kid, like real bad. Like, I don't know. It's just gonna be payback, like ultimate freaking payback. Like, I just know it. Alma Rubio says, hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. But then her question was, how do you deal with stress and heartache? Tough times, sorry, love you too, and I'm so sorry you're going through a tough time. So my best advice is to take it day by day. And I think if you take it day by day, you'll see the growth as you move forward. Another thing that helps me, especially if you go day by day, I lived for writing in a journal. I, for some reason, only write in a journal when I'm stressed out, if life's not going so well, or if I'm like in a kind of a dark place. But it really helps me get through it, because the good thing about a journal is you can type it if you feel better typing, but there's something about a pen in my hand writing on a paper that just like spills everything out. I just feel like I'm like almost taking it out on my paper, you know what I mean? And when I would write in a journal and date it, I could look back and see where you started and where you are now. You can go back and look back on your good days or look back on your bad days and say, wow, you know, this is what I learned so much, or I've grown so much, or I've gotten past this. And I think that's my best advice, is feel the progress, because I think it's so easy for life to pass us by and we don't feel like we got anywhere. And in reality, maybe we've come so far and we just don't realize it. You know what I mean? So when you have something to look back on, you can see that growth. And also, I used to look back on things and like other times of stress and heartbreak, and be able to see like almost like tips of how I got past that time, and be able to be like, wow, I got past it this time and this is what I did and I've come so far, I can do it now. And it gives you inspiration, and I know you can do it, and you'll find love again too. But the most important thing is, you know, self-love. You know what I mean? You got it. I know you do. The Wandering Artist asks, what's your best/worst high school memory? Okay, my best high school memories were anything that had to do with me being a terrible teenager. But I was ornery. Like, I would always like do really dumb stuff. Like, I think my friends and I one time, we would play truth or dare. It wasn't just normal truth or dare. This was like intense truth or dare. Like, one time we went to a neighborhood pool and took all the furniture from the neighborhood pool, like all the like lounge chairs and everything, and put it on top of the pool house. So the next day when people came to the pool, all the furniture was on top of the pool house, or like clubhouse or whatever you want to call it. And then they like wrote a letter to all the houses in the neighborhood and were like, whoever did this, like, it was, I just spit, but it was so, I know that maybe that doesn't seem like that funny, but it was so funny. Maybe it's only funny to me. Like, you know when you like tell a story and you're like, oh my God, you're like cracking up, and everyone else is like, girl, that's not funny. That's totally me. Anyway, so my worst time in high school, since now I'm gonna be a Debbie Downer, was probably not being accepted by my family. I think that was the hardest time in high school. A lot of you guys have said that your parents won't let you color your hair, and like or they don't like what you wear, and I totally understand that struggle because I went through that. But it doesn't mean they don't love you. It's just that maybe they don't understand you, and that's what I get now. Like, I felt like at the time I was so judged, and it was so hard for me to get past the fact that maybe we're just not alike, and they don't understand me and I don't understand them, and that's why we just didn't mesh well. It wasn't that they didn't love me, because they did, and they wanted what's best for me. And sometimes people think what's best for you is what's easiest, and what's easiest is what's accepted in society. This is what comes naturally to me. So what they see as easy would actually be so hard for me. So if you're going through a similar kind of issue, never apologize for who you are, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Just don't do it. I promise. You will not regret it. Ever. Anyway, next question. I'm talking way too much. All right, Chelsea B asks, favorite TV show to binge watch or one that you always go back to because you love it? Mine is 30 Rock. 30 Rock is a good one. But my favorite is, I think it's, well, obviously, I think I've talked about Salem before, but Salem is only on like seasonal, so it's not on like binge watching, like, you know, it's not on randomly. My favorite TV show to binge watch is Family Guy. I didn't even watch Family Guy for years. Like, I don't even think I liked Family Guy. And now, all of a sudden, like, single night, I have a routine. I watch Family Guy every night. First, I watch it on, like, the local TV channel, and then I go and I watch it on Cartoon Network. Like, it's like, I don't know, I'm like a Family Guy marathon every night, and I watch the same ones over and over, and I love it. But there's so many good ones. I don't know. I love, except for the one where Brian dies, and I cried hysterically. I mean, I know he came back, but sorry, spoiler alert, but he came back, and now I like that one. If it ever is on, I will not watch it. That's the only episode I will not watch because I cry, because I have dogs, and it just makes me upset. It makes me so upset. A couple of you guys asked me what I'm studying. I'm actually in school for communications. I switched my switched my major. I was going into nutrition, but you have to do like heavy clinical work, and I don't know if I can commit to that. Since my husband and I travel a lot, and because this is like what I want to do, so I don't really have anything on the side I want to do. This is what I want to do. I'm going to school because I honestly want to be educated, and something I always wanted to accomplish and finish. Anyways, I'm in school for communications. So the next question, since it kind of tied into that, is from Erica.Davis. She said, are you vegan? If so, for how long? Okay, so here's the thing. I was vegan, strictly vegan, for a year or two, maybe 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. I, first and foremost, have celiac disease. I don't know if I've mentioned it on my channel, but I have celiac disease. So I found out this isn't like a fad, this isn't a diet that I'm on. This is something that when I was 20 years old, I had stomach problems for years, and which is maybe TMI, I don't know, and it got worse. And it got to the point where my skin was legit like turning gray. I felt terrible and run down, and I didn't know what was wrong. So anyways, found out I had celiac disease, so I can't eat anything with gluten, which is wheat, barley, rye, and malt, I believe. And so those are the things I have to look at. I have to read every freaking label that I eat, because otherwise I'll get really sick. And I have a really funny story, if you guys want to hear a story time about me getting really sick. It's actually really funny, which it's really TMI though. Like, you guys will look at me in a different way maybe if I tell it. So if you want to hear it, you guys can let me know in the comments box. But anyway, so what happens is when I leave town, or I go out of town, or I go to restaurants, it is really hard to eat vegan and gluten-free. So a lot of times what I do is I will eat seafood in that instance. So I cook vegan still at home. So when I'm at home, that's all I cook. I have only vegan ingredients. So it's gluten-free and vegan because I can control that in my own kitchen. But when I go out of town or I go to a restaurant, it gets a little tricky. But that's just a personal choice of mine, and one of the reasons why nutrition, they didn't really teach a lot of that, so it just like wasn't my preference. That's kind of what I wanted to specialize in. I mean, what else can you do? All right, David the Gemini asks, hey girl, hey, or first he says hey girl, hey. Hey guy, hey. I'm assuming you're a guy because you're David the Gemini. But anyways, I'm so nosy and always wanted to know what everyone's screensaver, wallpaper, phone case they're using. Wait, screensaver, wallpaper, and phone case. Okay, so my phone case is this poison bottle from Valfrey. Valfrey makes the freaking best phone cases. They are so well made. Like, you know how sometimes you will order a phone case or you put one on your phone and it's like kind of flimsy? These are like seriously heavy duty. They're really, really nice phone cases, and I love the poison bottle. This is a newer one, but they always have sales on their phone cases, and they'll like have a 20% off sale, and that's when I get my phone cases. And then on my wallpaper, it's literally late. I'm embarrassed to say I'm filming at like 12:30 at night, or in the morning, I guess. But this is my, oh, it's one of my engagement photos. And we're walking with umbrellas because it ended up raining that day. But that's us. Looking so happy. And my background is like nothing. I don't know where I found it. It's like glitter. It's like lights, glitter lights thing. I don't know. Because I don't even know. I don't even remember getting it. But yeah, anyways. Asking.Emily asks, hey girl, hey. Which, hey girl, hey. She didn't ask that. She just said that. So hey girl, hey. What are you most excited for this spring and summer? I am so excited to be done with this semester in school. I love French. I really do. But it takes up a lot of time. Foreign language, learning a foreign language is a lot. Like, that's the only class I'm taking, so it shouldn't take up that much time, but it really does, so I'm glad that's the only one I'm taking. I'm ready for it to be summer so I can film and put out some killer freaking content and videos for you guys. I'm so stoked and like super passionate, like ready to go. This winter was super rough. I was actually gonna get to that. Okay, Jaja X, she says, hey girl, hey, which, hey girl, hey. You know I adore your videos. I think you're fabulous. I think you're fabulous too. I love seeing your face in my comments, and thank you, because you always freaking make my day. Love it. My question isn't makeup related or anything, but I wanted to ask how your dog is doing now. I hope she's okay and recovering well. Another one of you guys asked me about life update, like a life update, what's been going on. I told you guys a couple videos ago, or maybe it was like months ago, I don't know, these months have been going by so fast. I told you guys that I was gonna do a life update because a lot's been going on in my life. I think it was like in a talk through video or get ready with me or something. I like didn't know what I was gonna say, and then so much has been changing, and so now we have a better idea of the outcome so I can talk about it. This will explain a lot. So I was doing Vlogmas. If you guys have been following me for a while, well, or since December, I guess, but I know there's a lot of you guys who are new, and hey, and welcome to this wild madness that is my channel. So I was doing Vlogmas and I went to California. You alright? I was still filming for Vlogmas, had all that footage ready to go. I was gonna keep doing it, was on it, like doing it. When we come home from out of town, she's normally like snorting in my ear, like super excited, and will whine a little bit because she's like so excited to see us. So I picked her up and she was snorting, and then she started whining and she starts crying. And I'm like, what is going on? Like yelping. So I sat her down, and she's doing this thing where she was walking and like her leg would slip under her. So I don't know if like something happened when she jumped out of her bed when we got home, or she heard me, or when I picked her up something happened. I don't know what happened, but basically when she was walking, her legs would start slipping out from under her. So we took her to the vet that day, and he was like, if she doesn't get better, you need to go to a neurologist. I was like, neurologist? Like, what the heck? Like, what would have happened? So we took her to the neurologist either way, just to make sure it was nothing serious. Well, come to find out, the doctor said she had IBDD, which is like a back, like a disc disease or a disorder where, anyways, she slipped a disc in her back. And he was like, we're gonna put her on conservative treatment, which means you put her in a kennel for 6 weeks. She cannot come out, only to go potty. So we started doing that. And I went to go take her out one night, and she wasn't doing so well. I was like, okay, if she's not doing better the next day, like we'll call the vet. So it was the next day, she wasn't even walking. She was dragging her legs outside, and it was 2 days before Christmas. My husband had to go to work, so I took her into the vet, or to the emergency vet, where the neurologist is, and he was like, hey, she's getting worse. I recommend surgery. So anyways, long story short, she went to surgery 2 days before Christmas. So we were all just really sad. It was a really bad Christmas. So every day, like, she made it through surgery. She did great, but she didn't have feeling in her back paws, which meant she was currently paralyzed, but they kind of expect that. They just expect to see feeling come back within the next couple weeks. And when we took her home, she had a catheter. She was on strict crate rest for 8 weeks, and she pulled 3 catheters out. It was like having a newborn baby, and she couldn't find a good position because she was in pain. She had to take pain medication. I think it was like, she had to take medication every like 2 to 4 hours sometimes. It would be like back to back. Like, and my dog, she has never been in a kennel before, so she was like thrashing against the kennel, like throwing her body against it, and had horrible anxiety. We had to go back to the emergency vet, and they were like, okay, what will make her comfortable? It was like, the only thing that makes her comfortable is me holding her in my arms. And so I literally held her in my arms all day and all night, and like didn't sleep, and stayed up with her and took care of her. And you know, my husband helped so much. Fast forward to 4-week appointment, and she still didn't have feeling in her back legs. So he said that he's never seen a dog get feeling in her back legs after 4 weeks. But every dog is different. You know, nerves grow at a different rate for everybody. But we were kind of preparing to have a paralyzed dog just because, hey, he's never seen a dog come back from this after 4 weeks. You know, we were talking about stress earlier. I think it was literally day by day. Like every day was a check off the list. It was a check off my calendar. Like this is done. Next day, we're moving forward. Just to show we're moving ahead, to keep me from falling back on the days that were so bad. And that's all I did was keep moving forward. And I think that's what got me through it. And then we went in at her 8-week appointment and we like walked in and the doctor came in. Ultimate test is they pinch her toes with like this like little wrench looking thing. It's terrible because they want to see if there's deep pain sensation, because if there is, that means they'll walk, they have nerves that they're probably going to walk again. There's like a high chance of them walking, but the chance of her getting back sensation was about like 5%, I think is what he said. So none of us were expecting anything, and he's like, do you mind if I pinch your toes in front of you? And we're like, no, that's fine. And he said, what we're looking for is, we're not looking for her to pull her leg back because that can just be like a reflex or whatever. We're looking for her to have deep pain, which means she's gonna wanna turn around and bite me. We just hadn't seen much movement. Any movement, I thought, like I kept thinking I saw something. I'd be like, oh, I think I saw her leg move, or I think I saw her tail move. But in my mind, like I felt like I was just seeing things, you know? So we get there and he pinches her toe and she reaches back and tries to bite him, snaps at him. And we're all just standing there like didn't know what to do. We're just like, because we knew, my husband and I knew, like she is feeling she's gonna walk again. Like that's like what they look for, is like, I swore I wouldn't do this. Where the hell are my Kleenex? I'm sorry. We knew that she had feeling that she could walk again, that we like got past it, like we did it, you know? And I think we all just like were so happy, like we couldn't believe it. And he was like, oh my God, let me go find the physical therapist, because we had to find, you know, we wanted to try physical therapy as soon as possible. And he had never seen anything like it. He had never seen a dog come back after that. And like, we had just given her, like, no matter what, even though we knew, like, hey, she might be paralyzed, it didn't matter to us. We just knew that, like, we would give her the best, like, we would do what was best for her. I'm sorry, guys. So we started physical therapy, and she started off slow, wasn't really, like, walking, had to, like, have assistance. Like, the physical therapist had super high hopes. Was like, oh, she'll totally walk again. And we didn't know what to believe because she wasn't really walking on her own. She couldn't even stand up on her own. She couldn't even get in a seated position. She was kind of curled up like a little shrimp. Now, like if I have a video, I will show you. She walks in the water, like, because there's a little water treadmill at physical therapy. She walks in her water treadmill for 20 minutes on her own without any assistance. She's walking in the yard by herself. She's a little topply, like she'll sometimes like trip up on herself a little bit because she's still trying to figure it out. But she's out there on her own, like walking, and she tried chasing after the neighbor dogs the other day. But we didn't give up on her. She didn't give up on us. She fought and fought, and she's so good. She's over here laying right now. That's her right here. But that is how my dog is doing. She's doing so fantastic. She's gonna walk 100% again because she's already made huge improvements. The doctor is amazed. We've all been so emotional about it because we just didn't know. I mean, we just didn't think, I mean, it was just, so anyways, that's kind of what I've been going through. She's happy, she's who, oh, hi. You know we're talking about you? You know we're talking about you? Yeah? Okay. You're such a good girl. Anyway. So that's kind of that story. All right, I think that is it for the Q&A. I'm so sorry if I couldn't get to all your questions. If you have any other questions, you can leave them below, and we can have like a little whole comment section about them, and I will totally answer any questions you have or whatnot. Or as usual, if you guys just want to say, hey girl, hey, duh, leave that in the comments box because you know I love talking to you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.